Are you burned out with making meal plans and cooking dinner every night for your family? Well, I feel that way too. So, this week, let's take a look at a meal plan that is under $60 at Walmart, and it's not going to take you forever to cook it. Here is the meals we're going to make this week, and you'll notice that we're going to use the Crockpot, we're going to use the air fryer, we're going to use the stovetop. Now, the great thing about this menu is there's lots of options that we can do, and there's also some pre-cooking we can do to make these fast meals even faster. Here is our shopping list this week, and you'll notice our total came out to $53.65. Those prices were from the Super Walmart in Fishkill, New York. Why they call it Fishkill, I have no idea. But I do have two links down below. The first one goes to my Walmart grocery list. You can see the whole list. Just change the zip code to your area, and it'll give you the total for the groceries in your local store. Now, keep in mind, some things are regional. So if you look through the list and it has a crazy price, just swap it out with something else that's a lower price in your area. The second link is going to go to my website. This is where you can go view all of the slides, and you can print out the free PDF that has the list and all the recipes. Now, even though these dinners are designed to be super quick, easy weeknight dinners, there are a few things that we can make them even quicker. Now, the first one is we're going to use one of those big family packs of chicken. Now, instead of just opening it 3 different times, we can open it one time and go ahead and prep all our chicken for all 3 meals. So we would split the chicken into 3 separate bags. We need 1 bag of whole, 1 bag of diced, and then 1 bag of chicken cut into strips. Now, I keep saying bags because I prefer to use like those Ziploc bags. So when I pull the raw chicken out of it, I can just throw it away. But you could easily use a Tupperware if you're okay with that. Now, the second item is bacon. Bacon is super easy as far as to cook in the air fryer or the stovetop or even like in the oven if you're using it. So this is something that you can make ahead of time. And then on that night, it's almost like a no cook at all. It's just an assemble meal. The other 2 meats that we're having this week is ground turkey and Italian sausage. Both of those can actually be cooked ahead of time. I do recommend that you drain the ground turkey of any excess grease first before you put it in your fridge once it's fully cooked. And then for the Italian sausage, you can go ahead and cook it, cool it down, and slice it up into rounds. And then on that night, it'll just be super, super quick. Our first meal this week is going to be an air fryer teriyaki chicken rice bowl with broccoli. Now, we're going to take the chicken breasts and we're going to slice them into strips. I like to keep them kind of narrow, a little bit, smaller than like a chicken finger, but that's up to you. Now, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll take a chicken breast and I'll slice it in half, and then I'll cut along the edge of the breast into strips. That's just how I prefer, but you could really cut it any way that you like. It also is worth noting that the smaller or thinner the chicken pieces, the quicker it'll cook. Now, we're going to basically just coat this with teriyaki sauce. I like to do it in a Ziploc bag. If you're kind of, not using plastic, you could easily do it in like a Tupperware or one of those glass Tupperware containers. And then we want to let this marinate for at least 30 minutes. But honestly, if you're really cutting it close on time, you could just let this sit for like 10-15 minutes and you'll still get a good amount of flavor. Then we're going to load up the chicken into the air fryer, and we're going to cook it at 375 degrees for about 12 to 15 minutes. Now, like I said, depending on the thickness of your chicken, depends on like the minutes that you'll need in the air fryer. Whenever I'm cooking in the air fryer, a lot of times it looks done on the outside, but the inside is still raw or it's not fully cooked. So I use my just kitchen thermometer all the time, especially with the air fryer. Now, what I like to do is I check the temperature. If it's reached 165 degrees, then I just let the chicken sit for at least 5 minutes, and then it keeps all of its moisture. Whereas sometimes if you don't let it rest, it kind of tastes dried out, if you will, especially if you're going to be cutting it later. So keep that in mind. Now we're going to do these rice bowl style. So we'll start with the rice at the bottom. We'll do our chicken, we'll do our broccoli, and then just do a nice little drizzle of teriyaki sauce on top. Super quick, simple, and yummy. For our second meal, we are going to do some BLT wraps. I'm a huge fan of BLT sandwiches, but sometimes you don't necessarily want to do it sandwich style. So instead, we're going to do it with some flour tortillas and make it more of a wrap. I find that this way I can really load it up with more of the lettuce and the tomato. And of course, I'm one of those, I'm an avocado girl. I'm going to throw a couple slices of avocado, call it a BLTA, if you will. Now, the reason why I'm using shredded lettuce this week is because it's actually on sale. It was cheaper to buy a bag of pre-shredded lettuce than it was to buy a head of lettuce. Now, I don't know about you, but I can't always shred my lettuce, like buy a big head and shred it myself to where it's nice is fine. But if you're going to be using lettuce for something else and you need it that way, you could easily just swap out the shredded lettuce for just head lettuce. Now, we're going to serve this with a little tomato cucumber salad on the side. And I just simply mix my diced tomatoes with my sliced cucumber and Italian dressing. Now, if you had it, you could also throw in some feta cheese. That's definitely my favorite little addition to that. But it's a nice, easy side. And if you pre-cook your bacon, this is pretty much a no-cook, super easy, just got to assemble kind of dinner. Meal number 3 is going to be a garlic butter chicken pasta with green beans. I'm a huge fan of garlic butter. If you've ever seen those tubs from Papa John's, love those things. And this is kind of going to replicate that feel a little bit. But what we're going to do is we're going to start by boiling our pasta. I've got rotini noodles here, but honestly, you can use any kind of noodles you like. I even like this one with egg noodles, even though a 16-ounce bag of egg noodles is a little bit more expensive than a box, still works out well. We typically just use about half a box. Now, we're going to melt the butter in a saucepan. I've got down that it's going to be 4 to 5 tablespoons. It really depends on how much butter you want to use. You could go as low as 3 tablespoons. You could go as high as whatever. This is just really going to depend on how much of a buttery sauce that you want. Now, we're going to add our diced chicken and garlic to a skillet, and we're going to cook that up until it's nice and brown and fully cooked through. Then we're going to add in our pasta and our drained green beans. Now, for this one, I like to use the cut green beans just because I feel like they hold up better than like the French style or anything like that. And then we're just going to mix it all together with all of that garlic butter sauce that we cooked the chicken in. And then even though the price of the French bread has gone up, $1.47 is still a great deal, but I want you to look out for marked down bread. I don't know if it's just at my Walmart or if it's everywhere, but I typically find these French bread loaves marked down all the time. Sometimes they're as low as 36 cents. Sometimes they're 84 cents. When I see them for 36 cents, I tend to buy a whole bunch of them and put them in my freezer because they hold up really well in your freezer. For meal number 4, we are going to do some super simple ground turkey quesadillas. We already had tortillas for the wraps, the BLT ones, so now we're going to use the other half of that package and make some simple quesadillas. Now, as the side dish to this, we are going to do some yellow rice as well as some roasted zucchini. The yellow rice, yes, you can buy a pack and it's fairly inexpensive, like one of the pre-made packs, but I have found it's so easy to make yourself and a whole lot cheaper. Now, as far as the zucchini goes, I do this very similar to the way that I would do roasted potatoes, where I'm going to take that long zucchini, I'm going to slice it in half, and then I'm going to slice each half in half, and then just kind of rough chop this so I have zucchini quarters, if you will. And then I just toss them with some oil and some of my favorite seasonings, pop them in my air fryer. Typically, it takes about 6 to 7 minutes, but it's going to depend on the size and shape of your zucchini cuts. If you're doing bigger cuts, it may take a little bit longer. If you're doing smaller cuts, it may take a little bit less. If you don't have an air fryer, you can easily just saute them in a skillet with your favorite seasonings. For meal number 5 this week, I am a huge fan of using my Crockpot. I go through phases where I kind of forget that I own one, and then I have phases where I'm going to use one sometimes twice a week. This one is just a super, super simple, and it totally gives me chicken pot pie vibes. Now, we're going to switch this over a little bit because we're going to serve this over mashed potatoes. But in our crock pot, we're going to put in a couple chicken breasts. We're going to use either cream of chicken or cream of mushroom soup. Honestly, you could even use like cream of celery. Really, any like condensed cream soup will work. And we're going to use a cup of chicken broth. And then we're going to go ahead and throw in our frozen mixed vegetables. Now, I know some people don't like to add the frozen mixed vegetables at the very beginning, but I find that when you do that, they get really nice and soft. My kids tend to think that these are a little rubbery, so once they hang out in a crock pot for a while, they get all nice and soft, and they really like them that way. Now, if you're one of those that likes your vegetables more firm, you could easily add the frozen mixed vegetables towards the end. That's up to you. But we just put those in the crock pot. We're going to do low for 6 to 7 hours or high at 3 to 4 hours. I make this and it usually only takes about 3 hours. Then once it's fully cooked, we're going to use 2 forks and just shred the chicken, stir it really well into that sauce so it's kind of like a chicken and gravy with vegetables. And then to make this super easy, we're just going to serve this over instant mashed potatoes. Most of these from Walmart, the little packs, it serves 4. It just requires water, but you'll just have to depend on what type of instant mashed potatoes you have. Some of them do require butter or other ingredients, sometimes milk. For our last dinner this week, we're going to do a 1-pot sausage pasta. Now, I had mentioned before that once I figured out that you could actually cook your noodles, your meat, your vegetables, everything all in one pan, that has really been a game changer for me. Not only is it less dishes, but when you do it this way, it almost doesn't need to be babysat as much as when you have all those multiple pans going. So what we're going to do is we're going to cook off our Italian sausage links in like a large skillet or a large pot. Once those are fully browned and cooked through, we're going to remove those from the pan. I just set them aside on my cutting board. Just let them cool. Once they've cooled, I go ahead and slice them into rounds. While that's cooling, in that same pan, I'm going to add in my peppers and my onions. It was much cheaper to go with the pepper and onion frozen blend, but if you had fresh, you could easily use fresh. And then we just kind of cook those down for a couple minutes until they're soft. And then this is where we start adding everything to the pot. We're going to add in our pasta. It doesn't matter what shape it is. And then we're going to add like pasta sauce, like marinara. We're going to add some chicken broth and our favorite seasonings. This is kind of more of an Italian pasta, so I'm going to stick with probably an Italian seasoning blend. Then just stir it all together. If your pasta is not fully, covered to where everything's under liquid, you can adjust the amount of chicken broth and just add a little bit more to where it's fully covered. You don't want to drown everything, but you do want to make sure that everything is in the liquid. Worst case scenario, if you do accidentally add too much liquid, you could just cook it longer and it'll kind of evaporate off some of that liquid. Once you cook that, and I like to cook it covered, it takes about 12 to 14 minutes. And then I take off the lid. And like I said, if it's too liquidy, I just kind of keep cooking it over medium heat until all the, everything has nicely thickened up. Then I'm going to add my sliced sausage back into the pasta, stir it up, and then we're going to serve this with some leftover French bread that we used from the other night. Now, you could, if you wanted to, top this with some mozzarella cheese. I've been trying to limit the amount of cheese in the meals because we have found that we have a lot of people that are lactose or dairy free. But don't make that stop you. If you already have that cheese or if you have Parmesan, that's a great thing you can add on top of there. Now, I am a huge fan of adding fruit to my dinners. And I know I've mentioned before, but this makes my kids super happy for dinner because they know that they're going to get fruit, which they love. But it also makes me super happy because I notice when I eat fruit with my meals, it makes me feel fuller longer. And then I'm less likely to want like that super sweet snack kind of, before bedtime. So these are some of the items that I found that I in my area, these are really great prices. We're talking berries, strawberries, blueberries, even some blackberries and raspberries, but those have been kind of hit or miss as far as quality, so I didn't include them here. I love the 1 pound packs of the kiwi that you get at Walmart. And I will say that we will take 1 kiwi, slice it up, we'll kind of mix it with either some berries or something else. And it's nice tart fruit. We have some pineapple here. We have they're calling it like a personal watermelon, but honestly, we're a family of 4, and this watermelon will easily stretch for almost a whole week for us. Mangoes are back on sale. I'm finally starting to notice some decent prices on grapes. They've been crazy high in my opinion, and getting them under $2 a pound is a much better price. I do prefer it when it gets under $1.50, but I haven't seen that yet. And then, of course, I'm starting to see the 3-pound bags of apples get into a much better price range, and those are always easy snacks and sides. Now, if you've made it this far, I do want to remind you to go to my website and download the free PDF. The PDF, it's all in black and white. It has the list. It has all of the recipes, everything that you will need. Now, if you have any ideas of what you would like to see in future menus, please let me know down below. We're kind of coming up close to September, and I do want to let you know that starting in September, we're going to start using our oven again. Now, of course, we also have our mini meal plans, which we're up to week 16. So you have lots of options. So don't forget to check out that section on the website as well. I'll see you later. Bye.